Hello, sports fan. This is Steven here with Sports Choice Plus. I'm bringing you a very special breakdown. I'm going to be covering, is Reggie Bush the greatest player of all time for college? Before I get right into that, I want to make sure that you're subscribed to the YouTube channel so you can get all the updates and all the breakdowns. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Looking at this week, we saw Reggie Bush finally get his Heisman Trophy back. We all know about the story about the benefits that he received and things like that, but that was just an NIL deal a couple of years before it was there. Everybody cheated in some way, shape, or form, so let's be clear. No matter if it was University of Texas, USC, University of Georgia, Alabama, there was illegal activity going on all over the place. There was never a reason for him to lose his Heisman. So at this point in time, we say Reggie Bush, congratulations, welcome back to the Heisman family, welcome back to being invited to all the Heisman House events and things like that. I think he's still going to be suing the NCAA, as he should, because he should have never been stripped of the Heisman and he should have never been penalized at USC in the first place. The reason I say that Reggie Bush is the greatest college player of all. I know Barry Sanders has the impressive stats with Thurman Thomas in front of him a year before he actually went off. I know about Cam Newton in his 1 year coming from community college, from Florida Community College to Auburn. I know about Johnny Manziel. I know about Tim Tebow and all the historical Florida years that they have with Chris Leak and he doing it on his own. I know about the University of Alabama with Mark Ingram. He could be considered one of the greatest running backs. I know about some of the most biggest names in sports. O.J. Simpson. A couple of players from Ohio State had great years. A couple of Adrian Peterson had great seasons. But the reason I say Reggie Bush is the greatest Heisman college football player of all time and the greatest player of all time is because of the culture change. When USC had that USC streak where they had Matt Leinart, they had Lindell White, and they had Reggie Bush, these were the guys. This was the bravado of Southern California. This was college football in a nutshell. This was the uber talented team that just was monsters everywhere. But Reggie Bush made this team impeccable. Reggie Bush made this team, it was almost like the Jordan sneaker. When Michael Jordan introduced the Jordan sneaker to the world, everybody was like, huh? What is this? What is that? No, that's what Reggie Bush was. Reggie Bush was the lightning to the thunder of Lindell White. And when I tell you, the guy changed college sports for all, you got to think about this. When he played and he had his NCAA game, that was probably the best version of the game that they've ever made. When you look at just him as a runner, just him as a catcher out the backfield, he set the tone. It was cool for him to wear the eye black. It was cool for him to be spatted out when you got all your best clothing and stuff like that. It was cool because Reggie transcended running backs. It was almost like it was cool for him to be who he was, to be able to stop, start, to be able to run full speed, then on a dime and then move. The legendary games where he pushed Matt Leinart in, the push that you can no longer push. Like it's so many different things. But if you remember that game versus Texas, even though they lost that game was such an extraordinary game for the game of college football. It exploded something that we had saw where there was two amazing teams, University of Texas, USC. You saw best of the best, and you saw some of the biggest stars shining bright. Throughout that season where Reggie Bush won his Heisman, you saw the game against Fresno State. You saw the game against different places, Notre Dame. You saw the game against all these different Titans, and they won game after game after game. And you saw Reggie Bush level up his game each and every game, and you saw the way that he played football. That's why. It's not always about stats. It's not always about wins and losses, but it's about how you change the game of football. And Reggie Bush, I believe, exploded, and that exploded USC. Even though they lost that game, you saw how Pete Carroll and everybody responded. Reggie put his game on Saturdays on a whole nother level. Being able to be in a phone booth where people can't tackle you. Being able to catch the ball out the backfield and make the right cut, make the right block, make the right explosive play, seemingly at the right time. And it was just a pleasure to watch Reggie Bush. And I've watched a lot of college different athletes and superstars. But when it comes to Reggie Bush, that electric smile when he put on that number 5, it was USC. And not being a USC fan, being an Alabama fan, you watched and you was puzzled because you was like, damn, Like this is the new version of the running back for the NFL, and essentially that's what it became. Reggie Bush became the new focal point of what running back should be in the NFL. If you think about it, shifty, being undersized, being able to take the rocket and do amazing things. So, what do you guys think? Do you think Reggie Bush is the greatest of all time? Do you think of he's top 10, top 5? What do you think he is on the list? Definitely check out Sports Choice Plus for all the breakdowns and all the updates. We'll see you in the next video.